Whoa. Oh man, the sound of this motorcycle is just amazing. Feels so refined, and yet we have that rumbling sound of that parallel twin. And yeah, this is not the first time me riding this Super Meteor. I think I rode it once before, yeah, and that was not a very pleasant experience. Got a bit of lower back pain. I don't know. Let's just see if that's the same issue with this one also. I mean, I've ridden pretty much all of the 650cc twins that Royal Enfield offers, and this one this one feels the most premium out of those. I mean, just look at this switch gear, man. This brushed aluminum finish is just on a completely different level. Yeah, even the brake levers, I think they are adjustable. Yeah, the levers are adjustable. And the overall feel of this motorcycle, man, ऐसा लगता है इससे राजा बन के चला रहे हो. It's just completely different. This is probably, this will rule the market. This will rule the cruiser market for sure. Just look at it. The only thing that I probably don't like very much about the Super Meteor is the dashboard look, man. It resembles pretty close to the Meteor 350. And I mean, when you're paying a premium of 4 lakhs and above, you don't expect this machine to have any similarities with its younger sibling. Let's just see if we can turn it. So I'll not talk about the engine. Everyone knows how good these 63 twins are. So the feel. If you're into cruiser motorcycles, this is a dream to ride. And even if you're not, the premiumness and the flagship look of this motorcycle will buy you, man. You'll be sold. You can definitely ride it in traffic, but not sure whether the heat will kill you or not. It's not very much. Unlike the Interceptor and the GT, the engine is not that close to your thighs if you look carefully over here. So the heat should be manageable. But that's only if you're riding even at a slower pace like this. The moment you stop and the heat starts to rise up, you'll feel it. Oh man. I mean, this, not every one of you might feel this. It's kind of specific to me. I kind of have a back issue, and this seating position just exaggerates it. And also the point that the rear suspension aligns right up on your lower back, so every other impact can be felt. And let's see if you can corner it a bit. Not the right place to check the cornering abilities, But yeah, you sure can have some fun. You can even put it in second gear and ride it in traffic. There are no knocking issues. And another good thing about how this machine is built is that you don't feel the weight once you start riding. And I think that's the best part, because even for intermediate riders, the 240 kilos could be quite intimidating. But believe me, once you get on the saddle and start riding, you don't feel the weight. You don't feel the weight at all. And the only issue that I would see is that if you're used to using just the front brakes, it just won't work with this machine. You'll have to use both. And that's kind of a thing with cruisers. You typically use the rear brake to stop the motorcycle. This is awesome. I'm in love with the front profile of this motorcycle. Just look at it. They probably could have done a better job over there. कुछ चीज़ें तो माफ़ हो सकती है. Oh, so these are Showa suspensions. That's very nice. Just looking at that travel, suspension travel over there, gives me anxiety. I don't know how it would do over potholes, man. The switch gears are pretty basic. We have this rotatory style engine kill and ignition switch. Then we got the hazard lights. You can see those glowing. Huh? Karol Bagh. And on the left side over here, we got the fast light, high beam, low beam switch, indicators, a horn, and the basic I button to toggle through the instrumentation cluster. It's pretty basic according to Royal Enfield standards. This is pretty much what we see in most of the motorcycles these days. Woohoo! Finally, I was able to turn this motorcycle without keeping my foot down, man. So that's the thing. See, it took me 3 turns to get used to the long wheelbase of this motorcycle. If you're into cruisers, you'll definitely love it. You'll definitely love this machine. And in case you make a decision to purchase this motorcycle, I'll highly recommend to get this windshield. But then again, do take a test ride with it if possible, because I'm not pretty sure if this will cause any wind buffeting or not. But yeah, if it does not, then you should probably get it, because the speeds that this motorcycle will be ridden on, you'll definitely need a windshield. Oh man, just look at this fuel lid. Everything about that motorcycle is just so premium. It's just so premium. If I keep my legs this close to the engine, I can feel the heat, but it's not irritating me much. Well, one reason could be that the weather is just so lovely today. It's not that sunny according to Delhi standards. Even though we shouldn't be a heating issue on this motorcycle. One thing that I've noticed is that the rear brake on most of the Royal Enfields, or the ABS on the rear brake actually, is too aggressive, man. Almost every time I can feel the rear brake kicking in. So let's just stop here for a while and admire the beauty of this motorcycle, the Super Meteor 650. Oh man, I don't know why, but pretty much every 650cc motorcycle that Royal Enfield builds has a smaller pillion seat. I can never be confident enough to sit over here and go on a ride on this beast of a machine. I'm just in love with the front profile of this motorcycle. Just look at those fat, thick suspension, dude. The travel could have been a bit longer, for sure. Not an expert, but just an opinion. And the rear suspension should have been a little bit softer, man. It's hard on my back. Not sure if that's the case with everyone else. So, in case you people also faced a similar issue with the Super Meteor, that is the low back pain, do let me know in the comment section down below. Let's just take a U-turn here. Ooh. The turning radius is obviously too big, but that's expected. It's such a large wheelbase that this motorcycle has. I love these touring mirrors. Okay, so one thing that just popped in my mind is that the last two times, I mean not the last one, but the other two 650s, whenever I got a chance to ride them, I was always trying to be on the red line and just enjoying the pull that this engine has on offer. But in case of the Super Meteor, I don't know what got into me, but I just want to be in the lower revs, trying to just enjoy the ride and not doing this. Maybe it's the nature of the motorcycle that influenced the way I ride. Oh, there's a lot of wind today. This is a lovely machine, lovely machine. Royal Enfield has set very high expectations with their motorcycles. I hope they don't disappoint me when I get the upcoming Himalayan 450. I have high hopes with that machine, man. I have high hopes.